Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, where we will be talking about the Muslim influence on the Crusades. We will be focusing on events leading up to the Crusades and what led to them. To be specific, we'll be talking about three major events. Number 1, the Muslim conquest of Jerusalem. Number 2, the Umayyad conquest. And number 3, the Seljuk Turks and Byzantine. Stay tuned for the end, where we will do a small activity that will quiz you on the topics we will be talking about today. Enjoy!
Let's first start off by talking about the first of three major events that took place between Muslims and Christians, the Muslim conquest of Jerusalem in 638.
These two religions collided for quite some time, but in the end, Caliph Umar led the Muslim forces to capture the city. This marked the beginning of Muslim rule in the region.
This conquest had great religious significance to both Catholic and Muslim religions, as it lays the foundation for future conflict and interaction between both Muslims and Crusaders during the reclaiming of the Holy Land.
The Muslims controlled this city for many centuries, lasting all the way up to the First Crusade. This meant that they were in control of Jerusalem for about 461 years.
Before the Crusades, Jordan was under the control of the Muslims. This religion was part of the Islamic Caliphate, which was governed by many Muslim dynasties. Jordan is important also because it was where the establishment of Umayyad Caliphate in the 7th century. This event differs from the events that took place in Spain.
Next event is the Umayyad conquering Hispania. This conquest occurred during the 8th century. This period goes by many names. It's commonly known as the Umayyad conquest for Hispania, but it's also known as the Reconquista.
The Umayyad Caliphate were the first Muslim dynasty established in Damascus. The expanse of the Umayyad Empire and its program of Arabization were responsible for spreading Islam and the Arabic language over a vast area. In 711, less than a century after the birth of Islam, an army of Arabs and Berbers serving the Umayyad Caliphates of Damascus landed in the Iberian Peninsula, ushering in a new phase of art and culture in the region. The region was originally under Roman control. Within a period of 7 years, most of the peninsula was under Muslim rule.
But what led up to this intense conquering for land? Well, the Christian ruler of Ceuta, Count Julian, who is variously identified by Arab chroniclers as a Byzantine, a native Amazigh, or a Visigoth, eventually reached an agreement with Musa, a famous prophet and messenger, to undertake a joint assault of the Iberian Peninsula, which intermittently ended in 975. Some philosophers also say that the conquering was also a way to avenge the death of Ali ibn Abi Talib, Muhammad's cousin and 4th Umayyad Caliph.
Now you can't forget about the Byzantines and Muslims. In the 7th and 8th centuries, the Arab-Byzantine Wars were a series of military conflicts between the Byzantine Empire, part of the Roman Empire, and the expanding Arab-Muslim forces, led by Umayyad Caliphate.
These wars were significant in shaping the history of the Eastern Mediterranean region. The Muslims launched repeated sieges on Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, in attempts to expand their territory and control strategic trade routes.
Despite facing numerous sieges over an extended period of time, the Byzantines successfully defended Constantinople. The city's strong fortifications played a crucial role in this defense, as well as a special flammable substance that they possessed called Greek fire, which was the petroleum-based substance that helped them win their many naval battles.
These conflicts continued until the arrival of the Crusades in the 11th century, which marked a new phase in the relationship between the Byzantine Empire and the Muslim world.
Finally, we have the third major event, which was between the Seljuk Turks and Byzantine. The beginning of the Muslim rule in Anatolia is dated to the Battle of Manzikert. Byzantine Anatolia refers to the peninsula in Anatolia, located in present-day Turkey, during the rule of the Byzantine Empire. In 1071, the forces of the great Seljuk Sultan Alp Arslan, the ruler of Iraq, Iran, and Central Asia, defeated the Byzantines under Emperor Romanus IV Diogenes. It was this defeat that prompted the Byzantine Emperor to call on the Pope for help, an act that resulted in the First Crusade in 1095.
They wanted to reclaim the Anatolia cities from the Seljuks, as they were originally part of the Byzantine Empire and Christian. This was done by creating racist tropes, such as the Turks. Byzantine kings in Constantinople invited Western Europeans to fight against them, which therefore resulted in the Crusades.
Anatolia was of vital importance to the empire following the Muslim invasion of Syria and Egypt during the reign of Byzantine Emperor Heraclius in the years 634 to 645 AD. In the next 250 years of this time span, the region was raided by Arab Muslim forces in cities of Antonik, Tarsus, and Aleppo near the Anatolian borders. However, the Byzantine Empire maintained control over the Anatolian peninsula until the High Middle Ages, when imperial authority in the area began to collapse.
Within the Muslim community, division and internal conflict among factions and dynasties were breaking out. Power struggles and rivalries among Muslim rulers were destabilizing the region, weakening the unity. This made it difficult to organize themselves against external conflict. All this gave the Crusaders opportunity to launch their plans.
During this period of time, the divide between Sunni and Shia Muslims deepened. Sunni Muslims believed that the Prophet did not explicitly declare a successor. Shia Muslims believed that the Prophet privately designated his cousin and son-in-law, Hazrat Ali, as the first in a line of hereditary imams of the Prophet's family to lead the community after him.
The Abbasid Caliphate was Sunni, but there was significant Shia populations, particularly in the areas such as Iraq and Persia. The Abbasid rulers faced challenges from various Shia sects, including the Ismailis and the Twelvers, who believed in the succession of the 12 imams.
Arabic language over a vast area. In 711,
Arabization,
the Arab-Byzantine Wars were a series of military conflicts between the Byzantine Empire, part of the Roman Empire, and cities in the Seljuks, as they were originally part of the Byzantine Empire and Christian. This was done by creating racist tropes, such as the Turks. Byzantine kings in Constantinople invited Western Europeans
and Aleppo.
And now for the quiz.